Hello, Happiness Abounder, and welcome back. Today I'm excited to continue our chat all about connection and realignment to your intuition and or higher power, whichever you feel more comfortable with, or if you see that there may be a blend of the two. And today I want to talk about something that I don't feel like we dive into enough. And I say we being myself here on the podcast, but also just general public. If you are requesting or wanting or desiring more of a connection to your intuition or to your higher power, one of the foundational things that you need to do is release your negative emotions. Because what happens is we hold on to all of these emotions in our life, and then it clutters up the sound waves, if you will. We're carrying these emotions around with us, we're holding on to them, and we are not as attuned to what we may need to hear because we are not light. We are not free. We are burdened and bogged down by these negative emotions that we've been clinging onto. Now, some of you may or may not know this. My declaration starts with, I am an intuitive mentor. That is something I strive for. That's something I strive to do. But, as always, let me be very honest and upfront with you. That was something I felt like I didn't have for a really long time. I felt like I had no intuition, no connection, whether to my intuition or to a higher power, for a very, very long time of my life. And in fact, I would look and see other people, which we all know comparison is not good, but I would watch and see other people and I would hear their stories of intuition, inspiration, connection with their higher power. And I would be like, I never had that. And in fact, in members of my own family, I've seen true acceptance and true knowledge of connection to their higher power or to their intuition. And that's just not something I've had. And so for a very long time, I wish that I had it, but I didn't know how to get it. And I didn't know really what that looked like. And it just seemed like people had this knowledge or this sense about them that I never did. And I made the decision that I wanted to be more intuitive. So I started things like the Be Still exercise. I started things like journaling, like connecting to my higher power and intuition through letters. But it wasn't until I worked through my anger, it wasn't until I worked through my shame, my disappointment, my frustration, my fear, my sadness. It wasn't until I worked through those complex and heavy emotions that I started to feel light. When I started to feel light and more free in my mind and emotionally, that's when intuition started coming into play. And it was really interesting for me because I also found that intuition comes to people in different ways. Some people connect with intuition or their higher power and they have to be touching something. Other people hear a voice. Excuse me, I'm not feeling very well today. But other people hear something, hear a voice or a thought that comes to them. Other people see things, and that's just like their vision of what this could be, and they follow that. So not only did I see that there were opportunities for different types of intuition, but I was able to explore my own. And I'll never forget the first time that I had an intuitive moment, specifically intuitive mentoring moment. I was mentoring someone and they were telling me their goal in working with me is that they wanted to clean out their closet. Now, I work with people on a wide variety of mentoring goals, right? They set the goal, I just make sure that they achieve it. And for many of them, the end result is being happier, hence the name Happiness Abound. But whether their goal is to be happier or their goal is to clean out their closet, to lose weight, whatever it is, I can help them get there. In this mentee's case, I was helping her do activities to be able to clean out her closet. Now, that's not saying I'm a professional organizer. No, we really worked on the mindset, the emotional connections that came from that closet. So as this individual was telling me about her closet, and we'd had a few sessions already, she said something about her sock drawer. And then she very quickly moved on. And I was in a very much listening state and gathering information. And I had this intuitive thought of, you need to ask about her socks. I was like, that's weird. Like, what? I'm not going to ask about her socks. That's really random. And it's like, no, ask about her socks. So I was like, hey, so what's the deal with your socks? And this person just really expounded upon their love of their socks and how it was their favorite thing in their closet, and they have this whole drawer full of socks, except for they hold on to socks that they don't like. And so most of their drawer is filled with socks that they pick up in the morning and they're like, I hate these socks, and they put them back. And I was like, that's really interesting. Why not get rid of the socks you don't like and just have things that you like in your life? And she was like, well, I can't have an empty sock drawer. I was like, well, why? What's the deal with an empty sock drawer? What does that represent for you? What does that mean? And what's the emotional and mental connection there? What's the mindset that is holding you back from cleaning out your closet because you don't want it to be empty? What's holding you back from your socks? These are special things to you. You love them, but you're starting every morning picking up some and saying, I hate these, and then keeping them in your life. What is that doing to you psychologically? So we had this whole conversation about socks. And it was truly groundbreaking for this individual and their goal of cleaning out their closet, but also throughout this time period, not only were they able to clean out their closet, they lost 60 pounds, they're happier, like all of these things came into place. Now, I'm not saying it's purely from the socks, nor is it purely from mentoring, although I would like to hope I definitely helped. But what I'm saying is that intuitive connection was something I never had. And then I remember the first time it happened. And it didn't happen until I had cleared my negative emotions. Until I made space for intuition and connection to my higher power versus holding on to all those negative things and thinking that I was wrong or broken because I had no connection. So that's what I want to share with you today, is that kind of personal story. By the way, if you are interested in mentoring, you can find me anywhere at happinessabound.com, Happiness Abound blog on Facebook, happiness_abound on Instagram. I'm also on YouTube, Twitter, etc. But I would love to hear from you if you are interested in mentoring and really what your goals are. But that said, in terms of connecting to my intuition, connecting to my higher power, and to not only use it to help me, but using that connection to help someone else, was huge. And it took a lot of emotional management and release. So there are tons of episodes here on the podcast about emotional management. I think I did an entire theme month on it back in January. So there's plenty to explore there, but I really want you to explore the idea of, if you are feeling unconnected, if you feel like you're not able to get those messages or to connect to your higher power, I really want you to consider what negative emotions you're holding on to and how you can let go of them. If you are also interested, not only do I offer mentoring, but if you're interested in emotional management on your own, I do offer an online class/course all about emotional management. It's about an hour-and-a-half long video plus a 20-page workbook to help you move through those negative emotions into more of a positive space, ultimately leading to more of alignment to your intuition and your higher power. So I'm going to leave you with that today. I hope that this idea has resonated and clicked with you. It was a game changer in my own life, and so I thought I needed to share it here as well. So that said, have a wonderful day. Check your negative emotions. See if those are what are holding you back from that connection and intuition, or that connection to your higher power that you may be craving. And above everything else, remember, you are capable of happiness abound.